Oh, that's so you. You do that all the time, right? It's like, it's always something. This guy is this guy, right? I want to do Doppler. Now, character quirks are things that you do without realizing, tics and gestures that you do. Somebody says, oh, that's so you. You do that all the time, right? And then someone imitating you would do, So you try to say, what does my character do to make him feel more like it's a character, like someone who's alive who has mannerisms, right? It's a good thing to a certain extent until it becomes a joke, right? Don't overdo it. And these are all like things that you can use at 1% or at 1%, and I probably have it at 5. Like every now and then, if I'm looking for an idea and this works, I'm gonna put that here. And you probably won't even notice a lot of these, but your subconscious does notice that because you know that kind of person. You know the kind of person that would do that. When I read the script for Treasure Planet, I immediately went, okay, I want to do Doppler. There were much more important characters. Of course, John Silver. Who wouldn't want to make John Silver, right? But then I thought, there's something about this guy, the way I read it, not the way it's written, the way I understand it, that I think I can relate to it.
Who? You're not serious.
All my life I've been waiting for an
He's a
opportunity.
guy who yearns for adventure, but he's not the adventurous type. And even though he craves the attention, he's actually hates when he gets the attention. So there was a lot of him being putting himself in a situation where he's the center of attention and hated it immediately. So it's a paradox of like, I want to be one of those guys, but I can't be one of those guys. So, but I'm gonna keep trying the whole movie and failing. And I thought that was something I could play with. So how do we make this lack of confidence work with this character? He's a character who's missing confidence. The opposite is Silver's outgoing and he's just not afraid of anything. This guy is, this guy, right? But he's still trying to. No, I'm one of those guys, right?
No, I have a clipping.
If you look at his performance, you'll see he tends to keep his hands close to his body. There's a lot of people who are shy do this without really knowing. Arms become shields, essentially, right? So when you're in a confident situation, you'll tend to be guarded and you'll cross your arms, right? And there's people who, when they gesture, they send the hand out there and it comes right back. It's just like, it's always something, right? So you'll see Doppler always doing this, and a hand goes down and it comes right back in.
May I introduce Dr. Doppler, the financier of our voyage.
He will lick his lips before talking. He's got a dry mouth. Like, notice him doing this very quickly. Throughout the film, maybe 4 or 5 times, he'll lick his lips just a bit, like just a tiny bit, And his eyes don't fixate on anything. Like he kind of like looks around and not really settling down on anything too, because he's not the kind of guy who's gonna stare you down. No, he's gonna just I didn't mean to look at you like that. Yeah.
Zip your howling screamer.
Captain, I assure you,
Let me make this as monosyllabic as possible.
And blinks under pressure, like a lot of unnecessary number of blinks, like these sort of things.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I have a lot of help to offer anatomically, astronomically.
Even when the hands are on his body, he will have trouble settling them. So he will reposition, never quite be canceling gestures, which is super hard to do in animation, by the way. Just cancel a gesture and go back and never address completely. Like, I'm not comfortable, like someone who's comfortable just stand there, but that's sort of, you're never quite there. Little things that, if done wrong, can look as animation mistakes, by the way. So it's really tricky, So those are some of the things that are they're part of the recipe, but none of them is the recipe. Does that make sense?
dang it, Jim, I'm an astronomer, not a doctor. I mean, I am a doctor, but I'm not that kind of doctor. I have a doctorate. It's not the same thing. You can't help people with a doctorate. You just sit there and you're useless.